All right, session 8. We are going to continue talking about your recovery, my recovery, our recovery. All right, so continuing where we left off. So here's what recovery and the 12 steps have taught me, and it's just my own personal experience. And I didn't learn this from my education, okay, my mental health training. Number one, I do not need to be perfect to be loved. Number two, a mistake is an event, not a person. Vulnerability is strength. Number four, I was powerless over my addiction or addictions. Five, I lie to myself before I lie to others. Six, denial and deception are both very deceptive. And I could not overcome it or them on my own. Number seven, I was not alone. I could ask for help from others. I had many character defects and learned how to make amends quickly. I'm not a victim to circumstances. Number 11, I am not only responsible for the people I have hurt, but also to forgive the people who have hurt me, regardless if they ever ask for my forgiveness. Number 12, forgiveness is not about forgiving people in their wrongness, in my rightness. True forgiveness is when I stop ceasing to accuse those who I believe, real or imagined, have hurt me. Number 13, I have learned I had an addiction to being offended, hard at war. Continuing here, I could choose how I would feel, and I did not need to be a victim to my emotions. Emotions are real, but not always reality. I could act how I wanted to feel, and the feeling would follow. Okay, I no longer had to let my emotions dictate how I act. So I think we may have talked about already the idea that if I'm going to wait to feel positive feelings, they're not going to come. I have to act the positive feeling out, and the positive feeling will follow. Negative feelings are around me all the time. The way I think, the way I feel, I have to change the way I think, which changes the way I feel. We learn this in the understanding the CBT, the thinking report method. Okay. Hopefully you have done a couple of those and identified some of your negative beliefs and vows. Okay. So counterintuitive, you can wait all day long to have positive feelings. You have to act on them and then they follow. Number 15, what codependency is and is not. We've covered that extensively now. How to set boundaries personally and professionally. I've also learned how to love myself enough to say no and not feel guilty or shame about it. I've learned about my own self-care. Tremendous father of four daughters, neglected myself, didn't practice up until about 6 years ago. I finally got back into the gym and started, and then the C19 hit and build up my own home gym and got into meditation and just a lot of things. Okay, I gotta take care of myself first so I can take care of others second. I could not save everyone. Not my job, not your job. Not everybody wants saving. Not to care more than my clients or work harder than my clients, as not everyone wants to get well. Some people want to stay sick. Bully behavior, not what people say, all day long. Shame will kill you, and fear will paralyze you. How to identify my feelings and express emotions in a healthy way. And recently, even since I posted this many years ago and some of my book material, realizing feelings, there's a blog out there, Feelings versus Emotions, and feelings are present, emotions are that of the past. Okay, just learn something new. Check it out. All right, so learning from each other. Okay, so I'm not saying you can't help your clients if you have never done a 12-step program. In addition, I'm not saying all mental health therapeutic techniques are out there are unhelpful, because they are very helpful. However, I am saying you will be a more effective clinician, coach, psychologist, therapist once you do your own work, 12-step work. There's other programs out there, SMART programs, etc. More what I want to say, more evidence-based. If you are a clinician and have never done a 12-step program, I would encourage you to do so. We can only take our clients as far as their healing journey as we have been for ourselves. And it may not be addict related. I'm a very big fan of Grief Share. Sent many people Grief Share, divorce care. There's so many great programs out there. Orders are us. There's support groups for everything. Overspenders Anonymous. It just goes on and on. Toddlers, raising kids. Anyway, there are many roads to healing. To not acknowledge the benefits of the recovery or use of the 12 steps, in my opinion, is foolish. Mental health can learn from the substance abuse counselors, and substance abuse counselors can learn tools, techniques, and the language of the DSM from the world of mental health. As my past friend, Marlene, who's passed on, who was a certified coach, would say, it does not have to be either or, but it's an and. As mental health providers, we need science, techniques, evidence-based outcomes, and the 12 steps. So let's continue the dialogue. So if you are a therapist, clinician, psychologist, coach, layperson, leader, helper, nurse, doctor, lawyer, young, old, just human, you are worthy of doing quality recovery work for yourself to better equip the clients who come to your office. If you are the client, ask your mental health provider if they have completed their own step work. If so, great. If you are in good, then you are in good hands. If not, ask them about their thoughts regarding the 12 steps. Begin to have a dialogue. Okay. All I'm saying, codependence groups out there, parenting groups, on and on. There's always a way to get plugged in. And that's really the goal of the Sex Addiction Recovery Association on LinkedIn, is to have people post and have a conversation about recovery of all sorts. Therapeutic techniques, it's changing and it's exciting. So questions to think about. So if you're a helper, coach, therapist out there wanting to help others, a group leader, why am I not in my own recovery? What am I afraid of? Okay. I have done recovery work. Why am I no longer active? So maybe you have done it. Okay. You're just not actively doing it. Why'd you stop? How am I deceiving myself? Have I fallen back into the ego's trap of I deserve, or I'm better than, or I'm worse than, or I must be seen as? Okay. Have I allowed myself to get lazy and complacent in my own personal growth? Okay. When was the last time I've read a book? Okay. I'm a tremendous reader. Okay. I'm a huge advocate for reader. And one thing I've noticed, people don't read anymore. They want to be entertained. They want to watch a video, which is fine, but reading, I don't think there's any substitute for reading or journaling. Okay. I could show you here. I'm planning on this. The Life Behind Corey. There are a few of my books. I don't know if you can see them all. There's probably close to 100 books there, let alone my other bookshelf over here on my left. Yeah, there's always more to learn. The more I learn, the more I realize I don't know much. Okay, and stay in that humble mindset and you will go far. Stay teachable and not entitled in your own journey. So how can I start serving and giving away what I know to others? So whether you do it for free, the value, putting it out there, or want to charge for it, I'm all for an and. It's an and. It's a little of both. All right, I think yeah is the end of this section. So hopefully these last two sessions I've gotten you to think a little bit about yourself, do some introspection, and not be afraid of your own woundedness. If you're in pain, you have neglects, traumas, this little boy, little girl inside of you hasn't dealt with, face them, deal with them, because there's a message for you, and be grateful for it, because it's going to take you to the next level of your growth and becoming awake and conscious, and your pain's not going to be wasted. You were loved, you were worthy, and worth it. All right, gonna get stuff in the next couple sessions as we get into the assessment tool.